This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iFILM London. We're at the Odyssey Arena here in Belfast for Unfinished Business. We've got promoter Eddie Hearn. Fantastic night here in Belfast for Carl Frampton, new European champion.
You would say that I paid for your flights.
Well, that's what happened. So I'm just, I'm just making a statement of, truth.
It was unbelievable. I mean, the atmosphere there for Frampton was, I don't say one of the best. It was one of the loudest, the best I've ever heard. You know, everyone seems to have their opinions are great atmospheres, but for me that was up there with Roch Butte in terms of the intensity, and a great. It's still going actually. It's 20-1, and we're on the last fight. It's costing a nice few quid with the overruns, but one thing I don't do is say sorry, there's a curfew at midnight, so you're not boxing, because actually that's bollocks. There's never a curfew at midnight. There's just extra charges. So if you get binned off a show and you're a fighter and it's 12:15, it's because the promoter's too tight to pay.
You spoke about the potential options now for Carl Frampton. One being you want to get yourself in that mandatory position for the IBF title. Another being someone who's here tonight, Scott Quigg. I mean, like I said, the fans want to see Quigg and Frampton. Whether it's the right fight for Carl Frampton is, well, for you, Barry, and Carl to decide.
Yeah, we've got to keep everybody happy, haven't we? We've got to keep Sky happy, we've got to keep the fans happy, but most importantly, we've got to keep our client happy, which is Scott Quigg.
I'm leaving that in as an error.
You never know, eh? But, which is Carl Frampton. So, the only reason I said that is because it's quite funny, because I really like Scott, and the last day, as you know, we've been hanging around here in Belfast. I was in the gym with him this morning, and we've sort of half palled up. And in the interview after, I think he felt I was a little bit harsh on Sky, but listen, I'm a promoter, I'm promoting the fight. But he sort of went over to me, I went, nice one, mate, and he shook my hand. He went, oh, you want to shake my hand after you just said that? I said, listen, it's the game, we're trying to make things interesting, and like I said, the crowds, the fans want to see it, and Sky want to see it, but we have to do what's best for our client, which is definitely Carl Frampton. And the aim is to win a world title. The aim is not to fight Scott Quigg. The aim is to win a world title. So we have to do what we have to do to get there. And the only benefit of fighting Scott Quigg right now is the money. And I don't think Carl's that kind of bloke, and Barry's not. It's about progressing a career. The money will come. And listen, everyone talks about, it'd be great to fight him with a world title, and it would be. That rarely happens, though, unfortunately.
Kiko Martinez, like you said, is very highly regarded in the weight, European champion. And so this was, he took some shots. He looked like he took some shots. His face suggests that. But obviously the finish as well. Is that right? He's never been put down in his career. Is that right? So Carl stopped him, and what did you think?
I didn't really see it coming, to be honest, like the stoppage. As the fight went on, I thought, after about 3 or 4 rounds, I thought Martinez, he's got to slow down, because he was relentless and he was on a mission tonight. He's teamed up with Sergio Martinez. He's trained harder than ever. He's only 26. He looks about 36. But that was the best Kiko Martinez I think there's been tonight. And Frampton was fantastic. If he would have beaten him on points, it would have still been sweet. But because he was on his back foot quite a lot, people might have said, he ran. But to knock him out like that made a huge statement. And it's pleasing, because I think that was the icing on the cake for the night.
Selby and Lindsay, it was a good fight, and Selby showed his class in the end.
Yeah, Lindsay, what a warrior, like 3rd round I think it was. Selby was whacking him to the body, and you could see Lindsay biting down on his gum shield, and I just felt, I said to him at the start, I said, don't quit. I said, that no matter how hard it gets, hang in there, because I know Selby struggled at the weight, and I thought that he would tire 6, 7. He looked like he was going to, but then he just come on. But he's a beast. He's massive, and I've got to say, I take my hat off to Martin Lindsay. He's a true warrior, real tough guy. But I've got to say, Lee Selby is a fantastic fighter. He's a world-class fighter. I think he could go on to win world titles. He's a special talent.
Andy Lee, points win over Anthony Fitzgerald, touted as a possible future opponent for Darren Barker. What did you make of Andy Lee tonight?
I thought he was average. Tough when you've been at the level you fought Chavez, and you've had the big fights on HBO and stuff like that, and then you come back and you fight someone like Fitzgerald, who, no disrespect, but was an opponent that Andy was supposed to deal with quite comfortably, and he didn't really. It was reasonably close, but it was a good fight. It was entertaining. Both fighters were getting hit. And a huge following up from Southern Ireland. But I didn't think that he really made a statement or was impressive. And I think, you know, the fight with him and Darren Barker is a good fight, and one that I think we can get back even here potentially on May the 11th, or on the Froch Kessler undercard. It's a good fight. And really, the winner or the loser of that won't go on to win world titles because they're not good enough. So I think if they're both up for putting it on the line, we can make that happen.
Third straight win for Callum Smith, first knockout against Tommy Tolan, who's known as quite a durable, tough guy. So that must have been pleasing for you to see Callum.
Yeah, good to bring him out here, experience a big arena, and I want to keep him as busy as possible. But a stunning knockout. Tommy Tolan's a tough kid. I think he went 4 rounds with Callum's brother Paul, so that was a special knockout, and good to get a first stoppage. He'll be back out again in March on the big Liverpool bill, first fight at home.
Missed it, but Jamie Conlon stopped Mike Robinson tonight as well. So I haven't seen it yet to comment on it, but what are your thoughts on that?
It's good, really good little fight. Sold like 500 tickets or something. So all these guys are important to us because we want to bring them back, when we're here again on May the 11th, because they're huge ticket sellers and the people like them. So we had 11 fights tonight. We're still going. We started at 5:30 or something. So madness, but.
All right. Well, listen. Like I said, there's other fighters that fought on the bill, but like I said.
So you're looking over my shoulder.
No, I know who fought. I'm just.
Martin Rogan.
Martin Rogan guest presented for iFILM London tonight. He interviewed Eamon O'Kane. So
yeah, Eamon that was a really good fight with Gary Bolden, and Rogie was good getting back into it. He's going to be very entertaining in prize fighter. So Monday off to New York for Reese against Broner. You're coming and all, aren't you? And then the week after, heavyweight prize fighter and a stalker debut.
Right, 2 things. What time have we got to be up in the morning?
Is it a 10:30 flight? So we've got to be there at 9:30. It's 45 minutes. It's half an hour. 9:30. We've got to leave at 9. So up at about 9:15. Quick splosh, little shower.
And finally, when we get back to the hotel, will you try and get me Carl Frampton, who had to go for a drug test?
You've done so many interviews this weekend.
Listen. Post-fight, this is like a.
Yeah, I'll try. But we've got to get our priorities right, and the sweet onion teriyaki Subway on a cheeky little 6-inch honey oat grain thing.
Smashed the Nando's today.
Well, it was a lovely Nando's, wasn't it? But with the, when they toast it, it's got a little bit of cheese on, lettuce, peppers, sweet corn, jalapenos, sweet onion sauce, little bit of mayo, little bit of black pepper. Mate, nights don't get any sweeter than that, do they? Great night.
One of the simple pleasures in life, as you were talking about earlier.
Which we talked about earlier. There's a lot of simple pleasures in life,
We'll leave it there. Right, Eddie, and thank you very much for talking to iFILM London. Thank you for your expense account this weekend. So, on to New York Monday.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS with Eddie O'Hearn for iFILM London.
Top of the morning to you.